guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, the Bright Side Girl, and today we're doing my October wrap-up. So, I actually took a little bit of a break from booktube because there was a lot going on with like Halloween decorating and videos and all of that stuff, and I know I have a lot coming up in December. So, it's going to be kind of a mild video month. I'm kind of behind on my videos. I didn't do a November TBR, sorry about that. I'm probably not going to read a ton in November physically, just because that's kind of the vibes that I'm getting. This is going to be my October wrap-up, very belated. I read 4 physical books in October. That's what we'll be talking about today. And then stay tuned tomorrow because I will be talking about the audiobooks that I listened to for October. So all of these are going to be like spooky, festive-y type reads. I know a lot of us have already like totally switched gears over into Christmas. At least I have. And so it's kind of weird talking about like spooky reads and things, but I do want to get this video up to you guys, and I hope you enjoy some of the books that I'm sharing today. So I pretty much really enjoyed everything I read. So the first thing that I read, which was for Not So Scary-a-thon, which is the readathon I hosted last month, was Hex Haul by Rachel Hawkins. I've been meaning to get to this for a very, very long time, and I so enjoyed it. So this is about a girl who is a witch and winds up going to a paranormal like boarding school where there's like vampires and witches and ghosts and werewolves and all kinds of paranormal creatures, and her parents have just switched her over to that academy. It's about her journey and like learning things and uncovering mysteries in the school and things. It has a very high school-y vibe to it, but in the way that I personally really enjoy. Like, it was mild and just like really, really fun. I can't wait to continue on with the series. I liked it so much that I probably will just continue on with them instead of waiting until next spooky season, but this was a really great witchy, fast-paced read. And I wound up giving Hex Haul 4 stars. Then I read Drinks That I Love by Beth Durst. I honestly picked this up because I really liked the cover, first of all, and the synopsis on the back was ridiculous, and I kind of thought it would be like a fun book to kind of like make fun of while I read it, like not in a mean way, but it just seemed kind of ridiculous, and I wanted to read it to kind of get it off my TBR so that I could sell it or trade it if I don't like it. And so the synopsis of this book is Pearl is a 16-year-old vampire, and she loves blood and she's allergic to sunlight, and she's mostly evil until a night a sparkly unicorn stabs her. And I was just like, okay. But I actually wound up loving this. It was very cheesy and all that stuff that I expected, but in like the best way. I loved Pearl and her vampire family. I loved her sassy attitude and how she kind of started to develop a conscience, and I loved all the stuff with the unicorn, and she was like going to high school for her family to basically gather victims for a king's feast, and then she slowly starts to kind of like develop friendships and feelings, and I really loved it. I thought the plot was good. I thought it was fast-paced. I thought it was the perfect amount of cheesy and fun and vampire-y. I would highly recommend this. I wound up giving this one 4 stars. Then we're gonna skip ahead to the last book that I read for the month because it was my least favorite, and that was Anyas Ghost. This was actually just a quick graphic novel that I got in that I have had on my TBR for a little bit. It's black and white. The illustrations and the art is really beautiful. It's about a girl named Anya who falls into a pit and discovers some bones that have a ghost attached to them, and she winds up accidentally like bringing the ghost back with her, back home with her, because the ghost is kind of attached to its bones. And she's got this like friend ghost that helps her do things, and then things kind of take a turn. This was really fun, perfect for the spooky season. I did really enjoy it. I feel like I probably won't ever read it again. It wasn't like the most amazing thing ever, but it was really fun and good for Halloween time. So I ended up giving this one 3 stars. Then I read Odd and True by Kat Winters. This also has been on my TBR for a few years because I just think the cover is absolutely stunning. I have a few of Kat Winters' books. She's got a lot of like dark, gothic, awesome looking books. This is about 2 sisters, Odette and her sister True. Odette is trying to convince her sister that they come from a family of monster hunters. She has been out of her life for a few years because True is actually, I think she's in a wheelchair, or she's like slightly handicapped. True has a limp because she has a bad leg from like getting a severe illness when she was a child, and so she kind of is being taken care of by her aunt. And Odette comes back and is like, no, I need you. We need to fight these monsters. It's in our blood. I need you in particular. And it was absolutely phenomenal. I knew it was going to be good. I just had a feeling, but I did not know how good. So you're following 2 timelines. You're following the current timeline where Odette comes to get True and talk to her and explain things about their family's past. And then you're also following the stories that True was telling her and going back in time and learning about the past, because Odd was actually writing a book about it. So you're learning all these things that Odd was going through and True were going through, and family histories. And you're learning it from Odd's perspective, and so you're kind of trying to figure out how much of it is true and how much of it has been changed in her mind due to circumstances. And so it has a lot about like friendship and family and hardships, but like also like monsters and gothic-y goodness. It was such a great atmospheric read. It was such a beautiful story. It was a beautiful story of like sisterhood and like believing in things, and it was wonderful, and this was a solid 5 stars for me. So that was all that I physically read for the month of October, but stay tuned tomorrow because I have a much larger audiobook wrap up, so I'm excited to talk about those books as well. But I really enjoyed these, and I'm really glad I got to some of them that have been on my TBR for a long time. Overall, October is one of my best reading months. Yay! So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys read in October and what you're reading currently in November, and I'll see you guys next time on The Bright Side. Bye!